What is the role of audience participation in enhancing a match?
Oh, man. Now, see, I like that question specifically because I have said a number of times, man, the power of an audience is crazy because an audience can take uh, an audience can take an above average match and make it a great match, or they can take a great match and turn it into an above average match. And that all comes from the crowd participation. And when I say crowd participation, I don't mean what, what, because then you guys just come off like a giant herd of idiots. But I'm talking about the crowd participation that's natural, the oohs, the ahs, the ohs, the reaction to what's taking place in the ring, the fight. Um, when you have a match that is flowing along with the storytelling, the ebbs, the flows, and you can hear that audience, and they're hanging on in every part of that match, and they're, as we say in the business, they're popping at the right moments. As Pat Patterson used to say, the crowd go banana. uh, if if you're doing it right, but then sometimes you got those crowds that just are sitting on their hands and they're like, okay, wrestlers, entertain me. Do something I haven't seen before. Impress me. Fuck you. If you didn't come to have a good time, then that's on you. Um, and I tell young guys all the time, know your audience. Don't bring your 5-star, we used to say back, your 5-star Ring of Honor main event match to Tupelo, Mississippi, because they don't understand it. I like to give this example many, many years ago. I want to say it was Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles, I think, on a show in like Arcadia, Florida. And they had an awesome match. It was like really good, especially, for that time as the game was changing with the athleticism and the style of wrestling. Like in Philadelphia, in New York, in one of those cities, like that match would have been like, ah. But it was too much for this particular audience to digest. And the proof in that is where Scoot Andrews, the Black Nature Boy, and Chris Candido went out there and they did the crisscross spots where one stops and the other one keeps running, and some of the goofy things. They made it more of an entertaining style match, and the crowd was on everything. They were laughing and popping and enjoying it. And I remember that was a lesson for me because I'm like, these guys went out here doing this goofy shit, and this crowd was all over it. These two guys went out here and gave a performance, and the crowd was kind of ho hum. It's not that and when I say ho hum, I mean like they applauded, they popped, but they weren't nearly as engaged as they were for the entertainment style of Chris Candido, rest in power, and Scoot Andrews. And I remember watching that. We were in Arcadia, Florida, which is a very southern. People think of Florida, and they think, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Tampa, but they forget like you can't go further south than Florida. So once you get outside those major areas, you are in some rural like hick towns. So I will go so far as to say it. I'll rub some people the wrong way on this, but the sophistication of the audience changes what they expect from a match. You can take, an amazing Tokyo Dome banger and put that in front of, a crowd in Tupelo, Mississippi, and it might be too much for them to digest. They want to see tackle, drop down, leapfrog, drop kick.
That's their wrestling.
That's what they're used to. That's what they're used to consuming.